That's right. We do keep it 100, family. It is the Willie Moore Jr. Show. 4 hours of pure inspiration. Listen, if you are watching this visually, shout out to you. And if you're listening audibly, if you can see, I'm learning from the new young podcasters. They all have big muscles and they like to hold the mic as if it's a regular mic. So I'm trying my best to be a part of the culture. But today, it is a Friends and Family Friday. And man, I tell you what, this guy is, one of the most amazing artists of our time, but more importantly, a really, really great person. The one and only Kirk Franklin is in the building. I wish I had fake claps in my thing, in my bell. But what's happening, champ?
We don't need them.
Indeed.
We don't need them.
Indeed, for sure.
Thank you, King.
Man, it is thank you, champ. So listen, when we come back, Kirk has new music. We're gonna discuss some, just kind of. He's going on. You going on tour? I hear they sent me some.
I'll be on tour. Some things. Yeah.
Kirk outside in a good way, man. Listen, you got new music that the world has been excited about.
I don't know if the world's been excited about it, but I have new music.
Man, listen, I know it's got to be unique for you to be honored in so many different genres. But when you come out with music, it's almost like an event. Like for us, we always want to know what the production side of you is doing. What was Kirk in this moment? I know I've been there for a few moments, but what was Kirk in this moment when he was creating this song?
Man, it was a Saturday, and it was a dry Saturday, and nothing was raining.
Yeah.
Wasn't nothing from heaven coming down in the studio, nothing.
But no, it's a dry Saturday. You're in the studio. You finally get this opportunity. God kind of downloads something for you. And songwriting for you is?
It is, for me, it is the most compelling experience because it is something that connects me to the divine hand of God in ways that I can't even explain.
Yeah.
And so because of that, it is something that just really moves me and shows me how real he is.
Yeah.
Like, it's very real for me when he does that.
Yeah.
And so it is the most humbling part of the whole process for me.
Yeah.
So I'm very just blessed by the opportunity to be able to do that.
Indeed. Hanging out with Kirk Franklin, if you're listening audibly, we have a song right now that we've been playing. I got a chance to sit down with Clifford Harris, a.k.a. Tip, and we talked about the song that he had the opportunity to do with you. What was it like being in the studio with Tip and Young Dro and the rest of the team? They said they just called and you came through and just made it happen.
Man, we've been trying to work on something together for a few years.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, and so when he called me with this idea, I was in South Africa.
Okay.
And so I really wanted to hear what he wanted to do and really love Young Dro's verse. I thought it was so compelling. Yeah. And that's what really inspired me. Yeah. It was really Dro's verse and how transparent and vulnerable he was. I was like, okay. Yeah, so I can kind of land here and find a space that's authentic for me.
Yeah. Dro has such a compelling testimony. He's been so real about it. I've had the opportunity to speak online with him, never had the opportunity to really sit down with him. But when you hear people like now in this mainstream sector who really just like knocking on heaven's door now, I just feel like it's an influx of people who are coming back to their roots and saying, hey, man, I'm rocking with Christ. And it just so happened that we've been landed here so long, getting the opportunity to be not necessarily a proven source, but like, when you think of gospel and you think of kingdom, you get a chance to see Kirk Franklin. Are there a lot of people now in the mainstream sector saying, hey, man, I really want to investigate that a little bit more? I feel like it's something more to God than I expected.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. I think that God and our culture also, unfortunately, is very fluid.
Yeah.
So our definition of God has really evolved and transformed over the last 20, 30 years for people that have not come from the Christian culture.
Exactly.
But, you got to understand, half a century ago, the dominance of Western culture was evangelical Christianity.
Yeah.
Well, that has slowly decreased and slowly declined with this post-Christian society that we're in, and secularism has taken over the construct of what people think and feel. Yeah. So people are now more spiritual. Yeah. Than they are, Christians. I mean, you've got Christians that read the Bible and activate crystals. I know it's crazy to me. Right. It's diabolical to me. But so we also have to be very intentional. Also, then when people are communicating about God and faith, to find loving, compassionate ways, also figure out what God they're discussing and what faith they're communicating.
Yeah.
And so we have so navigation is very intentional.
Yeah.
And it must be done with meekness, humility, and love.
Man, hanging out with the one and only Kirk Franklin. So they also tell me that Kirk is about to be back on tour.
Well, man, I am doing a lot of international dates this year.
Okay.
A lot of international dates while also trying to finish up an album.
Okay.
And then we are also producing this incredible new TV show that we're working on called Den of Kings.
Yeah.
And it was, as a matter of fact, you text me.
Yeah.
And somebody said that they were working with me on the show.
Yeah.
And you was like, you better have your boy pull up. So Ron, we got to get our boy on because he said he got to pull up.
Man, I got to pull up. One of the shows I was working on, and the makeup artist, she was just like, "You always talk about Kirk." I do think he's a little taller than you, and she's
and
sweetheart.
I am.
Yeah, grow up. Anywho, when he stands on his wallet, of course, he is definitely taller than me. But
no, I got bills.
Yeah, hey, that's the one thing that is definitely happening. But I do want to say, I do have to ask you this though, man. I think Jamaica. You talked a little bit about it on YouTube towards your year-end wrap-up. Do you ever just feel like, man, I'm not even speaking to people, because I know your heart is pure. I spent a lot of time, because I was on a Fox show during that particular time when you was in there and they was talking about the clothes. And they was like, well, why would he do that? I said, man, you got to understand the purity of heart of somebody, bro. Like, you got to understand. Do you ever choose to ignore? Because I'd seen that you actually spoke to what people were saying while you were in Jamaica during your year-end wrap-up. Are there any times you be like, man, I ain't worried about what these people, or do you just feel like sometimes you have to speak up and talk about it?
We figure it out. I think it's case by case.
Case by case.
Yeah,
Good.
and I think that's what makes the beauty of having people around you that are smarter than you, that not only care about you but care about also people.
Yeah.
It's because I care about people and I care about how people feel.
Yeah.
And I want to be a good representation, and I know I'm not going to always get it right.
Yeah.
So when I don't get it right, I want to be able to acknowledge that and confess that.
Yeah. Well, I've been working out in this gym, Kirk, and I'm looking forward to a beach revival at some point so I can wear a tank top or somewhere. And I was watching like some of your old videos. I think when you first started working out, you find a way on that Good Fight to have a boxing match and still be able to show the muscle. So I've been asking my team, is it something that we can maybe mimic with me boxing for my birthday, and then it won't offend my base, but it'll still draw those who don't know him into the faith of
what's so
health.
funny.
Come on.
Isn't it funny when we as middle-aged men be working out, we want to show. We wanted to show some skin. But
Yeah, no doubt.
It's hilarious.
He also told me, we were sitting there, and I was like, man, what still makes Kirk still have this strong will to do? Multi-Grammy Awards, Dove Awards, and now they tell me that you have created a deal with probably the premier record label or record entity, Tribal. Mm-hmm. What makes Kirk Franklin still want to partner in some instance? Because to be honest, you can just say, hey man, I'm going to put it on TuneCore. I'm going to tell everybody about it. This radio entity is going to pick it up. Visually, what was it about Tribal that said, hey, this is a beautiful partnership?
Because they're black men.
I love it.
It was the power of black men. It was the vision that black men had to want to be able to infiltrate the culture with inspiration and inspirational content that aligned with my goals and my alliance and my personal model for myself. And so that level of black equity for me was very, very, very attractive.
Yeah.
And so it's been a beautiful decision.
Man, listen, I think we're living in a time right now with what you said exactly, that brothers have to get together. And I appreciate you not only just talking about it, but walking it out and being able to represent something that has never been done, man. So I honor you. I appreciate you. The new song, we playing it ASAP. And, once Kirk gets on the show, the music never leaves. I'm so honored always by your presence. Thank you for hanging out with me, champion.
I'm honored.
Indeed.